All right, second half, here we go. My name's Ashish. I am a physician just down the road at UCSF. Every single day, every single shift, I meet new patients for the very first time who are in the middle of their hospitalization, and many of them are a little confused. And I don't know if that is just their normal baseline self and they just are confused with dementia at baseline, or if this is something new that we need to be concerned about and look into and intervene early on. So I am here with the team from Vigil, which is the world's first real-time delirium detection tool that uses ambient wearable tech. So you may be asking, what even is delirium? It is acute brain failure that happens because of medical stress. It is a waxing, waning, fluctuating level of alertness that changes. It happens more so at night when staff is thinned out, and it affects hospitalized elderly patients disproportionately. And so why is Vigil here? What are we here to do? We're here because delirium is really hard to diagnose. It sneaks up on us. It creeps us on us. It's hard to get a sense of what's going on when we don't know what their baseline level of cognition is. And because of that, even with the latest tools, we diagnose delirium hours or days after it first started. And in that time, bad things are happening. Patients are pulling out an IV that was so difficult to place. They're tugging at their oxygen. They're climbing out of bed, falling, breaking their hip. Everyone loses.
So how is Vigil solving this problem? So what we're doing is we are using OMI, the wearable that transcribes conversations, to basically monitor patients throughout their stay and capture their conversation. And then we feed that data real time through an LLM that applies the CAM criteria to establish patient baseline and figure out if this patient is at risk of early signs of delirium. If they are at risk of this, then we send a provider alert to start early interventions. So this is the CAM confusion assessment method, and this is what our LLM applies to the transcription text, and it's a validated criteria that is used to detect early signs of delirium.
So we're going to show this live. I'd like all of y'all to imagine it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're in the middle of a hospital shift. Join me for the work that we do. All right. Hi, Miss Williams. I'm Ashish. I'm one of the respiratory therapists here. I don't think we've met yet, but how are you feeling?
I want to go home, and I want lemonade.
Miss Williams, I'm Ashish. You're here in the hospital. Are you doing all right?
My brother David, I think I need to find him.
All right. Let me, I think you might just be normally confused, but let me come back and check in on you. There it is. So, yes.
So you can see here, we actually transcribed the conversation that just happened in front of you. So our LLM detected that there was potential early delirium suspected based on this conversation, and it was compared it against the baseline and recommended redirection interventions to make sure that we can calm down this patient later.
Next slide. And for all the hackers here, if you want to check the Slack, the introductions channel, you will see an example of an alert that a provider on the front lines, a nurse or a physician, like a page they may receive, that would alert them that their patient is in the early stages of delirium, probably. They should go check it out. And it'll use prior conversations to loop in some tools that they could use to redirect that patient that are non-pharmacologic tools. So that's the Vigil difference. So we can keep the status quo. We can delay our detection of delirium. Meanwhile, Miss Williams will aspirate on her meal. She goes to the ICU for pneumonia. She stays in the hospital almost a week longer, and then she has to go to a nursing facility. Damn. Or we have Vigil, which will detect delirium early in real time. It allows us the opportunity to give non-pharmacologic interventions, and she gets to go home a day or two later. Hell yeah. And this can be applied to any setting that has that provides care to elderly adults. Oh, that's our team. That's our project. Happy to answer any questions.